Shall we start? No? Ladies first?
No, say it, because I think it sounds really nice with your accent.
What, Archwell Audio?
Yeah.
Archwell Audio.
I mean...
Really?
Shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
Today is December 13, 2022. It is 10:51 p.m. Yep, I start early. Took nap, helped the kids with homework, did my mommy duty, and I had the time, the energy. I was like, let's get started because tomorrow I have to go to a meeting. So let me try to get couple things out of the way. And there are a lot of tweets that I've posted on my community board. I take screenshots and post them, and some of them I will not be featuring them on the videos, so keep checking my community board, because sometime when I have the time to do these things, when I'm either on my laptop or something, I will post them for you. All right, so I may not feature some of them on here. After the Netflix thing, I'm probably gonna have to go back to some tweets that were very important. Then I'll share them with you. But for now, there's a lot of tweets that I've skipped, but check on my community board. All right, new subscribers, welcome. Let's go on Twitter. A lot to do. A lot of tweets to share with you. This is the first one. This is Omid. The first half of Harry and Meghan has been at Netflix's biggest documentary debut of all time. A rep says it debuted with 81.55 million hours viewed by over 28 million households in 4 days. Wow, the highest of any documentary in a premiere week. It's currently the #2 English TV series globally. Wow. And I've shared some squaddies were putting screenshot of different part of the world where the documentary was either #1 or #2. I share those with you as well on my community board. Also on IG too. I usually put the same thing on my community board and on IG. But the thing that I hate with my community board, it only allows you to put 5. So I ended up, putting a whole bunch of posts. So on IG, on the other hand, I could put 10 pictures screenshot on one post. So I'll do that on IG as well. All right, so let's continue. Let's read some of the comments. The reason that I mentioned it is that I did share which countries where the documentary was either #1 or #2. All right, Duke and Duchess of Success strike again. Everything they touch turns into gold. Fabulous. Okay, we love to see it. Okay, look at this clown, LOL. Who's that? Howard Stern. Howard Stern slam whiny Prince Harry, Meghan Markle over Netflix doc. Howard Stern, okay, same thing repeated. Yeah, that's what I've been hearing. But I skipped those things. I didn't even bother sharing it. Okay, and he haven't yet watched The Fire. Okay, there's this. Harry and Meghan watching themselves. I'm telling you, the squad be doing some crazy. Wait until volume 2 drop. I think Netflix might crash again. Did it? Did Netflix crash? I wasn't aware. Oh, and yesterday I was able to watch it completely. Okay, the first portion, the first 3, I watched them again because a couple times I fell asleep. So I was in full energy mode. I watched it while I was doing something else. I guess listen to it. Okay, there's that. Okay, numbers don't lie. Let's see here. English, Wednesday, season 1. What is that? Okay, Harry and Meghan. There it is here. Limited series. Wow. There it is here. Number 1. Okay, so let me read some more because I think the next 4 tweets is about the Netflix being number 1. The documentary on Netflix being number 1. Okay, if you take into consideration the series is only 3 episodes compared to a number of episodes, all the others in that list have, then you understand how huge that is. Harry and Meghan's Netflix is a resounding success. That is true. So couple of the shows usually have maybe 10 episodes. This one was only 3. Okay, so which means, like myself, I watch it over a couple times. And yesterday was another time that I watch it again. Okay, Wednesday also crosses the billion-hour mark and the streamer's internal viewing measure. Wow. Okay, Netflix docuseries Harry and Meghan got off to a strong start, recording the best opening week of any documentary title on the streaming giant. The first 3 episodes of the 6-part series lagged 81.55 million hours of viewing worldwide, according to Netflix internal. Okay, whatever is there, that's it. Oh, I have this clip as my receipt. Okay, not us, not up and here. All right, so let's see here. Shall we call it what it truly is? 21st century world documentary blockbuster. There's Mark Cuban here. I usually share this thing here where he's like, I don't care what they doing, just sign me up. They don't even need to make a pitch on Shark Tank or whatever. Yes, where can I sign? If it's Harry and Meghan, there. I think he said he called them the young Obamas. So I'm gonna go into that, and then after that, that's it. All right, this man was right from the gate. Yep, let's go into it. And there's 11 comments. Let's listen to it for those who probably didn't hear it.
Harry and Meghan are incredibly marketable. I'd call them the new young Obamas. They're going to make an ungodly amount of money, and you know what? They literally could become billionaires over the next 20 years. If either of them came on Shark Tank, I wouldn't even wait for them to pitch. I'd be like, I'm in, whatever you want, yes, because they are so marketable. It'll be so easy to develop products and projects for them, with them, and around them. It'd be, yes. They will have such a valuable brand that they'll be able to pick and choose whatever they want to do.
Ah, this one is extra. Let me bookmark this, or maybe I cut the part.
And just make an ungodly amount of money doing it. They're going to be living the dream. Harry and Meghan are incredible.
That's exactly that. That's the one that I have. Okay, this man was right from the gate. Yes, please. I would like that for them. Okay, I remember when Mark first said that. He's been proving right. And as he said, they are going to be billionaires. And that's the thing that's bothering those people in that freaking salty island. They wish so much negativity on them. But these two are 2 hard workers. They are smart and they are passionate about the things that they are doing. This is why they are a success. Okay, passion about your work is, for them, it's almost like nothing. For me, if I were to do some of the things that they're doing, I will be struggling. Okay, because I'm not that passionate about it. Okay, I remember when he said it. Yep, he was right. All right, let's see here. Someone needed to say it. Beyond the UK, hate the world, sees them differently. Harry and Meghan, Netflix, love always win. Okay, I heard an elephant in the bush. Harry said, protect me. You know what? This guy have learned. You see, his family teach him the wrong thing, but he's learned. He has learned. Okay? So these people could stuck on the teenage Harry. They could stuck in the teenage Harry, but Harry has proven himself growth. Like Princess Diana said, they didn't give Diana any credit for growth.
I've always been the 18-year-old girl he got engaged to, so I don't think I've been given any credit for growth. And my goodness, I've had to grow.
She married into the institution as a teenage, a 19-year-old, that she said, I have that clip, I'll put it. But they never give her the benefit of the doubt, or, you know, for growth. And she had proven herself. All right, Princess Diana. So that's Harry right there. Okay, he has grown and he learned from his mistakes. All right, next week. And it's also focusing on Netflix debut. Okay, Harry and Meghan documentary ranked as Netflix biggest documentary debut. All right, there's the laugh. The squad with the GIF, the memes, the pictures is everything. They have shown him. It's like, oh, there's Harry and Meghan. They're gonna be billionaires. And there's Princess Diana. That's the freedom ring. Alright. I'm telling you, the squad, they know how to poke. Okay, stealing. There's a laugh. The perfect image illustration of Charles and Diana. Yep. There's a laugh. There's this. Okay, it's so good. And part 2 is actually going to be better per the preview. I can't wait till Thursday. There's the clap. I'm canceling Netflix. Okay, good. No notice required. This must be a joke. Okay, two-sided to every story and only one side doing the talking. But wait a second. They're telling their story. Since they've been together, everybody been telling their stories. So it's time for them to tell their side of the story. Pick any, well, this is why the squad have receipt. Pick any time of whatever they've been together. Read the tabloid, okay? It wasn't Harry and Meghan who were telling their story. It was people who claimed they know that. All right? There's 5 comments in there. All right, let me read what's there, and I'm gonna go in here and then move on to the next one. Okay, the other side has been flapping its lips for the last 5 years, time they had their set. All right, wow. Be all the Americans who want to follow this soap opera. So they want to let you know. Even Harry had said it. He wants to set the record straight. He doesn't want you guys to be in the what's the term did he use in his engagement? A distorted view. Okay, the tabloid is giving you guys the distorted view.
For me, it's an added member of the family. It's another team player as part of the bigger team. And you know, for all of us, all we want to do is be able to carry out the right engagements, carry out our work, and try and encourage others and the younger generation to be able to see the world in the correct sense, rather than perhaps being having a distorted view.
But there he is telling you his side of the story, right from the horse's mouth, both of them. But you guys don't want to listen, eh? So let's see here. The squad said nope, 85 countries, not just the American. What's this one? 2 sides to every story and only one side doing the talking. Hey, you wanna be in the thing? That's your problem. Okay. The other side has been flapping its lips for the last 5 years, time they had their set. This take confuses me. They are telling us their experience after 4 years of the UK media and so-called palace sources telling us through smears and lies, and their version of what Harry and Meghan's story was feels like both sides are out now. Exactly. So you heard Will's and Kate's version. Did he say anything about Kate yet? Maybe the next part. Okay, the next part we will see what this. He said the tabloid been protecting his brother from that preview, and then we have the sources who've been saying the sources have been coming from KP. So the KP, technically, in a way, in my humble opinion, is telling the tabloid what to say about Harry and Meghan without them saying it.
Much of the negativity towards the couple is coming from within the royal family. The royal family and staff of the royal family are the ones that are very often leaking these stories to the press.
All right, let me see what they say here. There's one comment here. No one need to hear their side. There's the laugh. They were the ones leaking cause there's receipt. That's the thing I'm trying to say here. There's people leaked and made up stories for the tabloid media. It's been documented in the British court. Yep. And I have that receipt as well, where Meghan's lawyer said someone from the high, let me just put it instead of me saying it.
Ted Verity, the editor of the Mail on Sunday, said in his signed witness statement that he had been given information that helped support Associated's case. He said this information came from a senior palace source.
The most likely outcome is that Jason obviously would have then gone to William and Kate.
And he said in his witness statement this was, quote, not gossip or tittle-tattle.
What does that mean?
What it means is that a senior figure in the royal household, according to the Mail on Sunday,
to William and Kate,
was passing him information in order to help defeat the Duchess's case.
Okay, so true that document selling for money. Hey, the tabloid in the UK have been making millions off of them with lies. I don't blame them for telling the truth and then banking on it. I would. I'm pretty sure the others in a heartbeat. They will do the same thing. But they're so stupid, okay? They're so stupid telling lies for nothing and then parading their kids for nothing. All right? Well, let me take that back. It's not for nothing because they're getting the taxpayers' money. So it's not for nothing. But Harry does not want to play that game. Okay, he does not want to be like a clown for the people and then get the money and then they won't live his private life alone. Okay? So he was willing to do so much for the public without their tax dollars. Without tax dollars. But they threw him away. They was like, nope, we don't want that. Okay, so he left. People need to make a living, don't you think? Don't you think? And I'm pretty sure anybody will do the same thing. Tell the truth and at the same time banking on it. Alright, because people are interested in it. Why not? Alright, this calls smart business practice. Alright, next tweet. Harry and Meghan becomes Netflix's biggest documentary debut ever. Alright, so there's an article, but I'm not gonna go into it. Okay, congratulations. Harry and Meghan limited series, top 10 and TV in 85 countries on Netflix. Alright, so there it is here. And the Americas, Argentina, Bahamas, Bolivia, Brazil, Canada, Chile, Colombia, Costa Rica, Dominican Republic, Ecuador, El Salvador, Guadeloupe, Guatemala, Honduras, Jamaica, Martinique, Mexico, Nicaragua. Okay, there's the list here. Okay, there's the list. United States, of course, there's that. Alright, and Europe, there's the list as well. Okay, comedy. Okay, if you think it's comedy, well, Meghan did make a fun of herself for doing the courtesy to the Queen. And she thought, behind closed doors, it's just family members, you relax a little. But nope, everything carried over. Okay, everybody laughed when your mom didn't swallow that night. It waste. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. The squad are crazy. Who knows? Maybe it was even at night. Maybe it was at the alley. I'm not even gonna go in there. Okay, I watched most of the first episodes because I wanted a good laugh. It was so pathetic that I can't finish it. Okay, hey, you give him those views. Fine. Okay, if it's Netflix's biggest hit, that explains why its stock is plummeting. Exactly. Alright, I have Netflix, and with the select scene that are being shown on social media, I don't care to watch it at all. Okay, we don't need to know. That's fine. Hey, numbers don't lie. Netflix one that is profiting on it. Okay, hate watching is also watching. That's right. After all, Netflix branded it as global event. LOL. Wow, I love this. Okay, Princess Diana is looking down proudly at her second son and daughter-in-law sharing their truth with the entire world. Exactly. There's that. Facts. Biggest ever. 100%. Next tweet, again, is about the Netflix being #1. Okay. The Sussexes keep breaking all the records. #1 bestseller book, 3 philanthropic award, People's Choice Award, highest world views for Oprah interview, and Netflix highest docu debut. Okay, Harry and Meghan, The Project. Harry and Meghan breaks Netflix record with 81.5 million hours watched. Okay, also winner for best podcast. That bingo, that's true. Okay, 100%. All right, so that's that. Let's see here. So maybe I think this is it for talking about that, but there might be little flurries of comments regarding the Netflix, the documentary being #1 for Netflix. Alright, so this is Omid, Endgame, August 1st, 2023. So he has a book coming out, another book, so I thought I'd share it with you. Okay, Inside the Royal Family and the Monarchy's Fight for Survival, Endgame, Omid Scobie, New York Times best-selling author of Finding Freedom. Alright, August 1st, 2023. Alright, so there's that. Let's see what's this about. Okay, Endgame, Inside the Royal Family and the Monarchy's Fight for Survival, to be published globally on August 1st, 2023. Okay, after the global success of the New York Times bestseller Finding Freedom, the title for Omid Scobie's highly anticipated second royal blockbuster has been announced, Endgame Inside the Royal Family and the Monarch's Fight for Survival. The book will be released worldwide August 1st, 2023. On September 8, 2022, the world stood still as news broke of Queen Elizabeth II passing. Her death dismantled the protective shield around the world's most famous family and saw a long, simmering crisis of confidence in the British monarchy begin to resurface. Now, with unique insight, deep access, and exclusive revelation, journalist Omid Scobie pulls back the curtain on an institution in turmoil, exposing the chaos, family dysfunction, distrust, and draconian practices threatening its very future. This is the monarchy's endgame. Do they have what it takes to save it? Endgame, which lends its title from the noun used to describe the last part of a strategic game or process, will be released simultaneously in print and digital in North America by Day Street Book, and in print HarperCollins publisher in the United Kingdom and Commonwealth territories by HQ, also in print. Okay, I'm reading this line twice. No. Alright, so there it is. Alright, so it's being released by HarperCollins publisher. Okay. So let's see here, pre-order details. North America, there's a link. UK, there's a link. Commonwealth, translation coming soon. Endgame book. The squad keep sharing that. Oh my god, there's this. Needless to say, but Dan Vatten will be spewing bile at you over this. Okay, someone is jealous. They just know only how to profit from hate, those other royal rats. But thank God that Omid, one of the youngest royal voters, okay, to know not to follow this kind of system. Just stay to the truth, tell your part. Eventually, hey, the truth will come out. Okay, we can do it ordering today. I'm so looking forward to get your book. 100%, another bestseller for sure. Congrats, I'll order one for sure. Alright, let's go to the next tweet. There's more comment, but let's move on. There's that. The King and Queen of England. I will show you this, and then right after it, I'll put the version where the squad did the voiceover. Okay? 50 seconds.
A lot of heads craning to watch them as they come up the aisle.
Maybe I should stop in between and put the other one. The voiceover, the squaddy's voiceover is much better than that one.
Interesting, I think. They have certainly been given a bit of a procession on their own, and that is, I think that's interesting. I think that's something Her Majesty the Queen will have probably had a hand in. They haven't just walked in with other members of the royal family. They have had a moment to process.
Because all these things are choreographed carefully, aren't they, in that way? And
as someone close to the Queen said very recently, nothing happens by chance.
So if the Queen sort of put the word in for them to do that procession, she probably, once she's gone, that'll be it. Alright, so that's that. Now I'm gonna insert the part where the squad did the voiceover. It's much better than that one.
Sussex squad. Sussex squad.
Yes, it's me. And you guys are angry about it. Oh my God, I make y'all feel that. Well, this will not take long. Well, I just wanted to pop up here and show y'all how I'm doing. I'm doing great. I'm looking great. I'm feeling great, you know. I'm over here very booked and busy while you bitches over here are still looking raggedy and not doing shit. Wow. But anyway, I just want to let y'all know I'm not going anywhere. So talk your shit, you shitholes. You can't defeat a bad bitch. You just cannot do that. I rise above that. Ew. So I just want to say, hey, and that I'm here to stay, and you're going to be mad every day. Success.
All right, so let's continue. Okay, one thing about Betty, she never moved to make any changes except those that will ensure that the empire was not diminished. But outside of that, when it came to her progeny, she did not play. They could do no wrong. She will move mountains to shield them. Okay, this is something that unfortunately Charles did not inherit from. He will quicker throw and or feed them to the wolves. Oh yeah, I mean, he grew up being that kind of a selfish. Like I've said, this I keep on repeating, and in my humble opinion, I truly believe that. Someone from the outside, based on things that I've read, seen, and their action and behavior, what I think truly happened since the Queen's father passed, the man in gray suit pretty much was running the show. Even though they have to pass certain things to the Queen, okay, but they sort of, in a sense, advised her to the way for the Queen to make decision for the, how will I say it, men in gray suit advantage. So when the Queen gave birth to Charles, pretty much that was the men in gray suit was pretty much training him. And then once Charles gave birth to the firstborn, they took over. Okay, pretty much William, it's men in gray suit or the system the way that they want him to be. That's what I think. Like I've always said, it never takes too long to ruin a generation, and we're seeing it right there. Since the 80s, they took over there, and we have the product right there. And also, like I've always said, Charles' kids was never made out of love. It was the product for the institution, for the firm.
First got to sort of meet Diana, this woman who was going to one day be our queen, we all thought. And she came across very well, and he came across as this bizarre, stuck-up, sort of 17th century figure.
So, anything, feelings, empathy, nothing. There's none for that. Because he never loved Diana from the beginning.
And I suppose in love?
Of course.
Whatever in love means.
Okay, I've said this before. Harry and William, he made them for the firm. But the real deal is with Camilla. Alright, let's see here. Everyone was looking at them. Yep, when you come in the room. That's right. This one was kind of funny. I saw it. Okay, let me pour you a tall glass of Get Over It. And here's a straw so you can suck it up. There's that, and I'll follow. There's that. I'm stealing that, right? Look at the dog with a mask. Probably my favorite part of the Jubilee. Yep, the squatty who did that voiceover is golden. I don't know who did it, but it definitely have to be a squatty. Okay, probably my favorite part of the Jubilee. Okay, love the entrance and exit strategy. The detail and optic of Harry and Meghan will always be everlasting sight to behold. Behold, all the rubberneck checking. Yep, agree 100%. This was so perfect. All the eyes and head turn on that day was delicious. Yeah, this is what I call the grand entrance. The haters had no choice than to focus their attention on the power couple. May God continues to bless Hamal. It's Hamal. Right, absolutely. Yes, wow, I read everything. Alright, next tweet. While I don't necessarily subscribe to certain conspiracy theories, it's hard to escape the conclusion that the British royal family was willing to participate in the complete destruction of Harry's nuclear family as long as it meant Williams was getting better press. It's so bleak. It's so historical. Isn't it part of the first to maintain power? Straight up fact. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is true. I mean, they've been saying it. I can't think of any other explanation. I doubt that the media will be this motivated on their own for this long without some incentive that go beyond basic money for click. And that must be coming from a royal family driven mainly by KP. Alright? The thing is that the recycle of things. Okay? It's like Harry marriage to Meghan sort of threw a curveball on the plan. There was a plan that was going on around the world. Okay, it's almost like, I would say, it may sound as stupid as it is, but this is the way that I'm seeing it, my humble opinion. It's like these people, like I've said, in the US, the 2020 election was what prevent the full circle to close up. So the US was fighting back, prevent like a one world order kind of thing. Alright, prevent it from going because people went out and vote and prevent from the nonsense to continue. All right. So in order for democracy to work, people have to be involved. So people weren't involved. So what I mean by that is that there was a plan that was going on around the world. So for the US, okay, it's that 2020 election. People went out to vote. In the UK, which I think after the 2020 election, in the UK there was an election was happening. Either maybe in 2021, maybe a couple months after, whatever it may be, where a lot of Tories were put in power. Okay, this election that I'm talking about, I thought during that election, this is where the UK was gonna be, fighting back just like the US, but that didn't happen. Instead, they put more Tories and more nonsense into the UK. So which means the nonsense continue in the UK. However, unlike the US, the thing that I'm seeing here, which we haven't seen the final of it yet, the curveball that happened in the UK is the marriage of Harry and Meghan. Okay? So they use Harry and Meghan as a form of distraction for the people, so the BS will continue. Okay, whatever the laws that they were putting, people were putting money in their pocket, give their friends special deals, contract, whatever. Okay, but in a way, the fighting back, in a sense, is the Harry and Meghan. Okay, you see all MPs coming out. Well, not all. A good portion of them are coming out. Prominent people in the UK coming out. Even in the US coming out. I don't know. They probably pay them to say their BS about Harry and Meghan. Okay, to continue that nonsense. But all Harry and Meghan are doing is just telling the truth. It's just that it seems like in the US where the people went out to vote, for the UK, it's Harry and Meghan. Telling their truth is the pushback. Okay, I don't know if it makes sense, but this is the way that I see it. And then there's other countries who were trying to do the same thing as the US, where the January 6th kind of thing. People are pushing back. Okay, so little at a time. There's different countries. There's some in South America, and I think in Germany as well. There was another type of January 6th that was happening. They stopped it before it started. Okay, so people are fighting back. They still, those type of Trumpism, MAGAs, are, still at it, but people are pushing back. All right, so I went with my rant. I don't know if I make sense. This is the way that I see it. This is just my humble opinion. All right. I can't think of any other explanation. I doubt that the media will be dismotivated on their own for this long without some incentive that go beyond basic money for clicks, and that must be coming from the royal family, driven mainly by KP. I believe it has gone just beyond incentive from the clan. The people at the top of the clan have initiated, participating, and have been the driver in all this attempt to wipe the Windsor clan slate clean of Harry and Meghan and their kids a la Diana. They have been showing us for years now. Okay, I don't think they realized they were doing it to him. I think they thought they were doing it to her. There's a video that I came across where this lady was talking in one of the British TV thing and saying that, it was KP who was, briefing on Harry and Meghan.
Remember, the purpose of the PR office at the royal family is to keep the royals in the press all the time. So you have to remember, when I work in newsrooms, it's a fact that every anti-Harry and Meghan story comes from Kensington Palace.
But why
and if it comes from Kensington Palace, why are they briefing against their own grandson?
Well, okay.
Nor did I forget that weeks after they announced their engagement, that Harry put out a statement challenging the racist undertones of the British media. My biggest disappointment was that the palace didn't do the same. If Charles came out now, as he should have, and as the Queen should have then this would have put a lot of the hate to rest.
It was KP who was briefing on Harry and Meghan.
Yeah, but one of the thoughts that's been raised, Shaz, one of the thoughts that's been raised is, and this came up a minute ago, is that they were so popular after their wedding, everybody loved them, and something started happening, and the theory is it was briefing from people close to Kate and William to take them down a peg or two, and it went wrong. So it might have come from, it wasn't anything to do with British people not liking them. It was briefing against them from inside royal circles.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. But the thing is with the British media is we do have a habit of bringing people up in order to knock them down.
Okay.
William and Kate are very well respected. They make rounds of the people, and loads more people would rather see him instantly step to the throne than Charles.
Or are they just better at hiding the truth? Because there are some quite fruity stories about William too, if you want them.
Really?
Yes, not that we can go into detail here, obviously.
Oh.
Hello, lawyers.
So why would they do that to their own? Okay, I've been saying that as well. Why would they do that against their own? They don't think that, you know, if Harry or well, let's just keep it on Harry only because we already know how they feel about Meghan. But Harry is doing good things. Even Princess Diana was doing good things. It looks good for the firm, but for some reason, the lazies hate that because they are freaking lazy. They're not doing anything productive. Okay, so I really do not understand why when one of them do something good, they take it as a, you know, overshadowing this, overshadowing that. I don't really understand this aspect of that. When one of them, any of them, it could have been Beatrice, okay, who else we very rarely hear of, okay, I don't know, one of the members of the royal family we very rarely hear of. Okay, if one of them do good, it's for the firm. When you look at, for instance, was it? It was the Queen's. What was it? It's in one of my videos. Queen's cousin or something like that was arrested for trying to rape a woman. Okay, so they arrested him. It looks bad for the entire royal family. This is the same thing. Okay, one of them do something bad, it's cover all of them. But for some reason, the ones that doing the good thing, the royal family hates that. But anyway, they're letting the people around the world know who they are, what they stand for. Okay. I'll add to this by saying Harry is also the spare, so his feeling and happiness have always taken a backseat to William. So will they really care if Harry was unhappy? All they have to do is just leave him alone. Okay, plus at the spare, he took the heat off Willis. And then the thing is that you would think, okay, once the tabloid know, let's say William did something stupid, you would think he will stop. No, he goes back and do the same thing. So at some point, he needs to feel it in order for him to understand it. Okay, that's it. There is no other conclusion. All the uncompromised receipts have the same conclusion. Harry and Meghan location was revealed to the public during a time the British royal family was fully aware of the dire threat to Harry and Meghan. I will say your theory is not far off base. It is really crazy. One of the greatest scandals in modern history, just not worse than the poisoning each other in the Middle Age. Okay, protect the air, same as it ever was. They just can't lock them in the tower anymore. Okay, you're talking to the king.
He came across as this bizarre, stuck-up, sort of 17th century figure.
Alright, so let's go to the next tweet. Okay, where was all this love for Chelsea and Cressida when Harry was actually dating them? The UK media hounding those women right out of Harry's life. He marries Meghan and suddenly all these Chelsea and Cressida fans appear long after all parties have moved on. Very interesting. I usually take a back seat and say I don't want to get involved in all of this. I think the only reason I bookmarked this to share with you is just that it was sort of mentioned. They didn't go in full detail. It's sort of in the Netflix docuseries. It's just that the media hound them out. They were chasing them and they can't deal with it. So in a way, okay, not only did they, you know, it shape who Harry is. Harry was looking for someone where he could confide with, where he could love, he could share stuff with, but they keep on pushing these women away. So it strengthened Harry's, in a way, I don't know, whichever way it works, but it strengthened him to create a list. Okay, this is the thing here where he said Meghan is the list, because I've always said there's absolutely no way anybody could deal with this. okay, with Harry. But Meghan can. Alright? So the way this is why they had to tell their story. Meghan didn't know much about him, and then he was the one who was doing the chasing, and before the tabloid knew, before anybody knew, they got to know each other in a deeper sense. I've talked about it so many times, and it's almost like I think some of my tweets, videos were telling the documentary. It's just Harry and Meghan were confirming it. It seems like. And then one thing, that has nothing to do with Chelsea or whatever. Okay, I hope, they have a prosperous life. They move on. Now they could look back and said, look, I'm glad it's not me, because there's no way they will deal with that. Okay, even if it's not them, the way that they're treating Meghan, they would have done the same thing. Maybe not in the racist aspect of thing, but in a way to chase, to bother them. But with that being said, I'm leaving them alone. May them continue their whatever it is that they're doing. I don't want to know more about them. I'll read some of the comment after I share that thought with. So, and so when I was saying that some of my tweets, I sort of explained my humble opinion. It's just that now the Netflix documentary sort of confirmed some of my humble opinion. It's almost as if I knew. I don't know why, but I just share whatever crossed my mind. But one thing I realized every time I said after Princess Diana died, I just cannot see how Harry survived in the palace. I don't see his childhood going on in the palace. And one thing that I realized, maybe, I don't know if I have some special powers. Yes, stupid talk right now, okay? I don't know. The part where Prince Yoso was covering Harry with that robe, I call it robe. There's probably a different term for it. I don't know what it's called. Okay? When Prince Yoso was covering Prince Harry with that robe, and I was like, maybe this is the thing that prevent me from at least have some sort of a humble opinion about it. It blocks it. It blocks it. Anything that had to do with certain time like that in Harry's life, it blocks it. I can't really come up with some ideas or anything. There are times when I'm saying about him being in the palace at a young age. There's a picture of him I have. That was Princess Diana probably was still alive around that time. Of Harry's head poking out of the window. Okay, like he wants out. This is the only thing I could put on and determine that, to put how I will feel about Harry around this time. But it was during Princess Diana time. Princess Diana was alive. But the time after Princess Diana passed, I just can't wrap my head around. I still can't understand how he survived over there, because no one really cared for him. No one really cared for him. All right, so let me leave that. Let me read some of the comment under this. All right, those girls' IG page are a cesspool of Meghan hate. I remember going back and forth with the aristocrat, asking her why she was liking the hateful comment, and she blocked me. Heard she's still very bitter Harry didn't really fight for that relationship. I don't know. Maybe it was a way. I don't know. The universe have a strange way of making things happen. Okay, when you see, when you watch the documentary, the first three, I think maybe the last, the third one of the first part, where they were saying the hate bait that was going on, Black Lives Matter was going on, and at the same time, there's Harry here falling in love with a biracial woman. So the universe have a way of making things happen. Why is it during that time that Harry fall in love with a biracial woman? And then before that, when he was dating all the other women, okay, those other white women, none of this were in the periphery of him. Okay, was not being discussed in the UK. So the universe have a way of doing things, so it was meant to be. Like Harry had said, the stars were aligned, and he's right about that. The stars were aligned.
So the fact that I fell in love with Meghan so incredibly quickly was a sort of confirmation to me that everything, all the stars were aligned. Everything was just perfect. It was this beautiful woman just sort of literally tripped and fell into my life. I fell into her life, and the fact that I know the fact that she'll be really unbelievably good at the job part of it as well is obviously a huge relief to me, because she'll be able to deal with everything else that comes with it. But
at the time when he was falling in love for Meghan, there were much more things to come. Maybe the UK, from what I'm seeing here, maybe the UK was fully in darkness, okay? Fully in darkness, and to show somewhat of a different way of life. Well, when I said the UK was in darkness, not all of them, okay? Not all of them. There's, for instance, James O'Brien. He's not in the darkness. He sees things for what it is, and some other prominent people. But to get some people out of the blindness, maybe Harry and Meghan was the bright light to start shedding light, you know, into UK people to say, oh, this is what it is about. You see people going hungry, but yet they rather go hungry to save the freaking monarchy. And this is what I'm saying. Princess, what's her name? Princess Anne. She's not putting up front. This is why she's living her best life. People are willing to suffer.
So with the gas, electric and my mortgage, that's 75% of my wages gone, without anything else, without any, you know, council tax, water rates, car insurance, petrol, food, any of that. 75% of my wages gone.
People are willing to suffer.
I can't remember the last time I went to a pub, because I can't pay, you know, £5 for a pint. It's beyond my means. So the local pub's now closed. Not entirely due to me not going there, but that's closed.
People are willing to suffer.
Do you find it hard?
Yes, yes.
And so are you optimistic at all about the future?
Optimism. It's not a word I use a lot these days. I'm not familiar with the term.
People are willing to suffer.
Last night, my wife spent an hour trying to glue my daughter's school shoes back together because we can't afford to buy her a new pair. I mean, I'm 65, I've worked all my life, and we can't afford £20 for a pair of shoes. There's something wrong with society.
People are willing to suffer.
I'm a dinner lady in Lancashire, and just before the summer holidays, when the cost of living crisis really started kicking off, I've just noticed I spend as much time taking food away from children as I do serving it. And to be honest, it's not what I took the job for.
People are willing to suffer.
Now, taking a look at poverty and health back here in Britain. Now, this week saw the inquest into the death of the young boy Awab Ishak, and the conclusion was that toxic mold in his house had led to his death.
I don't know, in terms of what we know, many of them can't put food on the table. We know there's heating things going on over there, but they are willing, some of them are willing to suffer to let the monarchy exist while they are suffering. I don't know. So Harry and Meghan was the bright light to start shedding, okay, some brightness into those people's eyes to see where they are. They need to get out of it. All right? I don't know. All right, let's read some more. Okay, isn't she also an actress? Funny how that was never seen as a problem. Okay, I don't know. One of them, okay, and a dancer. Okay, I don't know. What was it? Andrew was dating a American actress as well, or something like that. And then you have, what's his name? The other brother who was trying to date a Meghan. He's like, nope, I'm not dealing with you. So all the women that he wanted don't want to deal with him. So he ended up with that. All right, exactly, Cricket. When those two were going through the media onslaught and scrutiny, I remember back then watching YouTube clips of the guests arriving for William's wedding. When Chelsea arrived, the comment section was vitriolic, a cesspool of hate, mostly about her appearance. Oh God. Okay, I remember them commenting about her appearance as well. At times, she appeared trying to keep from being photographed, sad and sickening how the UK press are. Those people who can never understand the pain that they're putting on people, they just need to go through it themselves. The table needs to turn. Okay, I thought Kate ran them off. Who knows? Okay, she had help from toxic media and Harry stands. Thanks how girls treat any girl who date Harry style, and you will have the amount of hate they were getting inside and out of the palace. Okay, after this, that's it. It's like the book 1984. 1 minute they trashing you, the next they love you. Even Kate, she was ridiculed for years for being Lady Katie. Meghan comes along and suddenly it's a good thing that William and Kate dated for so long before marrying. These people are confused. Next tweet. Alright. Harry and Meghan, your reminder that long before Meghan, Harry didn't feel like he had a real family. Alright, I listened to that already. 33 seconds.
Some guys have got posters, some guys have got family photos on the walls, but my walls are pretty plain. But yeah, this is the only bit of the accommodation you guys are going to get to see, because that side's more of our sort of private side, what's left of it for me. But yeah, it's everyone's private space. It's the only bit of camp that we get where we can have our own quiet time. And
what is it he was saying? There's other people putting pictures of their families. Him, nothing. All right, I move it back slightly. Even though it's 33 seconds, I still have to say something.
On the internet and stuff, it's got wireless, which is really nice, so the guys can use FaceTime. I haven't used FaceTime yet, but other people have. Some guys got.
Okay, so he's saying how the other soldiers do FaceTime with their family and loved one. Him, nope. You know, it's a missed opportunity for Charles while Harry was in the army, because he could have used that moment, you know, to, how will I say that, in a lighter side of things, chat with Harry, and at the same time probably talk as a group with the soldiers that's around Harry to make light of things. Why? Because of the future. What is the future? The future is now, where he is king, because he is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. So there's always opportunities for these people to make to take advantage of and to do something about it, but they always let it go. So like sometime when Harry is you know, decided to FaceTime his dad or something like that, and Charles will take the time to fool around or say something nice to the soldiers around Harry, because now, you know, once he become king, he'll be the commander-in-chief. So this will be a positive thing for him, for the soldiers. I don't know, I just thought of that, but it's a missed opportunity and things I've already done. Let's see here. In 2019, Prince Harry visited Royal Marine and Navy personnel who were on exercise clockwork at Norwegian military base. He spent time in the Quincy, a survival shelter made from snow, which had been decorated with candles and a wedding photo of him and Meghan. So now that he had a family, so he put his. Okay, the squad becoming. Let me bookmark this, and let me bookmark this as well. Okay, let's listen to this. It's 1 minute and 10 seconds.
And the music, is that part of it?
It's not always necessary.
It's Valentine's Day, isn't it? Yes.
Oh, well, yeah.
It's great. Should we all hold hands?
So you could read the caption. So he had a family now, which is Meghan, and he put it. Wow, this is very sad. And what I was gonna say is that the UK really messed up big time with Harry, really big time. Oh, let's see. Yep. So now that he has a picture of his family now. Okay, the royal family never loved Harry. His mother Diana knew it. That is why she was worried about him. Thank God he has his own family who loves him for him. Exactly. Let's see here. Okay, fascinating quote about how Prince Harry was treated after Princess Diana's death. Oh, okay. A kind world let grieving Harry know he was loved. Okay, Prince Harry suffered loneliness and isolation at school after the death of Princess Diana, one of her friends has revealed. Publicist Jerry Iger Fennell tells me, Diana and I struck up a valuable relationship through Harry and my son, Tom, being at the same school. After Diana died, I'd see Harry kicking a football against the wall on his own, looking miserable, but we were all told we can't go to him. Oh, what? My God! But we were all told we couldn't go up to him and say, sorry, how are you? Which I think is the most natural thing to do. They sent a letter to the parents about it. Don't mention Diana. Oh my God! What? That's probably the palace who probably told the school to do that. Harry was a boarder at Lord Grove, the Berkshire prep school. At the time of his mother's death, I was aghast. Jerry says, this boy should have been in therapy, but he was back at school just a few days after she died. Oh my God. He was so young and very different to William. It was so isolating for him. My aunt came to see a school play with me and I said, we've been told to leave him alone. Oh my God. She said, quote, what nonsense. She saw him in the hall and grabbed him. He already knew her as it was such a small school. And she said, I'm sorry for your mother. We all adore her. He smiled and was grateful for the touch. Oh my God. They really wanted to erase that from him.
Probably one of my first days. First, isn't it? Probably me turning up thinking I've got my older brother at the school. He'll be looking after me. When in fact, he just ignored me. Probably one of my first days. First, isn't it? Probably me turning up thinking I've got my older brother at the school. He'll be looking after me. When in fact, he just ignored me.
Royal treated lesser Prince Harry differently to William with T-snub. The Queen Mother formed a closer bond with William than spared to the heir Harry. Okay, but certainly more senior member of the royal family and private were saying, this is nonsense. William is the future. All our effort must go into educating William. And this is what you got? And this is what you got? Oh my God. It was William the Queen will invite for lessons and kingship when he was at Eton and she was at Windsor Castle, as well as spending more time, one-on-one time with his grandmother, the Queen. William also shared a close bond with the Queen's mother. So what have he learned so far? So why is he jealous? He got all the adoration. So there's Harry. He moved on because you guys left him out. So he had to create his own, and you guys are still jealous of that? They all of them are baggage for God. The Queen Mother had a much more personal relationship with William, who she treated drastically differently to Harry. William would be invited round for tea with his great-grandmother, but Harry was often snubbed. Oh my God. Whew, Princess Diana always worry about Prince Harry, not William, for this reason. Yeah. Wow, wow, wow. And she did very well with him for that 12 years she spent with him. Okay, no family pictures on the wall, no FaceTiming with family. Sound like a man who's willingly put emotional distance between himself and his family. Okay, I'm sure he would have loved to put up pics, but the other squatters might have considered it showing off. And I hear, was it? Senior royals don't carry mobile phone and you have to book an appointment to speak with them. He probably can't trust friends who might leak his location. So sad. That's a very good point. There was no one in that barrack who didn't know who he was. They could have leaked out that information at any time, and giving the sheer numbers probably did. Operational security is always a balanced act when you have other humans involved.
And remember, the purpose of the PR office at the royal family is to keep the royals in the press all the time. So you have to remember, when I work in newsrooms, it's a fact that every anti-Harry and Meghan story comes from Kensington Palace.
But why
and if it comes from Kensington Palace, why are they briefing against their own grandson?
As close to emotional abuse as you can get, so then announcing to the world that you think his damage is the worst kind cruelty. Probably these picture app, photo app, picture app, yeah, photo app. Meanwhile, Harry was the smart one. Okay, you could pause. Damn, look at his face here. This is how young he was. 0 family members. Prince Harry said that none of his relatives spoke out in support of Meghan about colonial undertones of news headlines and articles. No one from my family ever said anything over those 3 years. That hurts. Wow. Yeah, this picture says it all. Yeah. But the others, they'll put a statement out.
William and Kate are very well respected. They make rounds of the people, and loads more people rather see him instantly step to the throne than Charles.
Or are they just better at hiding the truth? Because there are some quite fruity stories about William too, if you want them.
Really?
Yes, not that we can go into detail here, obviously.
Allegedly.
Hello,
There are
lawyers.
some. I don't know.
Okay, in a video taking of the event, a celebration of the UK's Commonwealth Day, which was held at London Westminster Abbey, we see Meghan wave at Will and Kate, okay, who seem to completely ignore her. Okay, Meghan is also snubbed by the Countess of Wessex, who turn away, yep, we know that, away from her, silly hat and all, and proceed to stare in the opposite direction like an owl. Yep, we remember. Okay, elephant, don't forget. Okay, the whole thing brings to mind a middle school lunchroom, and he's supremely awkward to watch, and honestly part of me does feel bad for Kate and Sophie. Oh. These people are completely backward. They are completely backward. They all are baggage for God. Oh my Lord. When you think, you know, who she was gonna feel sorry for, completely the opposite. But okay. Okay. But thank God the world is seeing for what it is, and they adore Harry and Meghan. All right, majority of the world. Okay, because there's always some who's not. Yeah, and honestly, part of me does feel bad for Kate and Sophie. Imagine having to snub someone while wearing a silly little hat. I mean, you're bound to feel ridiculous wearing one of these things, even if you then feel the need to be bad-mannered. On top of that, Meghan, meanwhile, looked delighted, silly little hat and all. So that's where the squad get that thing. I've been hearing the squad talking about that. Okay, Prince blamed his stepmother for the hurt she caused. Okay, the conversation may have been awkward because according to royal author Katie Nicholl, William had always blamed Camilla for the hurt that his mother endured. So what went wrong?
That BBC employees lied and used fake documents to obtain the interview with my mother, made lurid and false claims about the royal family. It is my view that the deceitful way the interview was obtained substantially influenced what my mother said. The interview was a major contribution to making my parents' relationship worse and has since hurt countless others.
When he came out to say this nonsense regarding the panorama thing, there's something I've been thinking about. I never said it, but I'm gonna keep it short here. And this is exactly to the route that I think too. Alright, now I understand why Harry became internet and social media savvy. Okay, he hadn't used FaceTime, but other people have, and they want us to believe they were close. My family that was in the military always had a family coach out and never missed a call, email, FaceTime. Even in the beginning, we were always there. Alright, after this, I said, security reason, Harry couldn't use FaceTime. The moment his security was unprotected, he had to return to UK. There's still a Taliban fatwa, was it FATWA, against his life. Arthur Rushdie was attacked by Iranian after 30 years. There's $1 million on the head of a target with no time limit. Next tweet. Baggage for God, and God will always protect Harry and Meghan. Oh my God, I might have to do another one. I'm almost an hour. Next tweet. Remember when Sally John lied about Princess Meghan at Wimbledon and the media tore Princess Meghan to shreds? And when challenged, Sally's story kept changing until 2 years later, she admitted that she lied. Oh my God. But what is that now? So that was during the Wimbledon. Where was Meghan sitting? Where is it? Okay. Is it this? Is that what they call royal backs? Okay. So there's who? There's Princess Meghan. Oh, there's Meghan right there. Okay, there she is right there. Okay. Alright, what's next? Okay, update. There's this person adjusted her story to say she was set in a box and not near the Duchess as previously recorded. Still doesn't see you, Sally. Where are you? When did the office speak to you? The squad know how to do investigating report. Meghan Markle got days of bad reaction when BBC presenter Sally John revealed a royal protection officer banned fans from taking photos near Meghan at Wimbledon, but months on, it's been debunked on GMB by someone who worked for the Royals, and Sally now admit it was a guess. What the fuck? Alright, let's read some of the comment. At the time, this infuriated me because we knew this woman was lying. We asked for one photograph proving her proximity and combed over multiple Wimbledon shots to find nothing. The fact that this lie was spread and then buried still annoyed me to the end. Wow, good work, Chris. In a normal world, she'll be fired, but in the British media, she probably got a promotion. Oh my lord. This one more sure. Okay. Oh, so there's Meghan here meeting somebody. Okay, that's nice. That's nice. It was meeting Meghan. Took the opportunity. Okay, she took the opportunity to go meet Meghan. Okay, this is a very scary lie. Never believe anything negative the British media say about Harry and Meghan. Okay, but shocked as a fan that I never knew that there was pictorial proof of Meghan Markle not doing that. That even Dickie defended her knowing RPOs wouldn't do that. So photo proof and corroboration. But story one. What these people did to Meghan is unforgivable. Yep, truly is inhuman. Disgusting. I wish there was a way to sue them all, but it's not feasible. I didn't know that. Thank you. What was it that I did come across in a way? Then one video where Meghan could call them to international court. I don't know. I don't even remember my one-on-one the analysis that I did here. Next week.
For me, it's an added member of the family. It's another team player as part of the bigger team. And you know, for all of us, all we want to do is be able to carry out the right engagements, carry out our work, and try and encourage others and the younger generation to be able to see the world in the correct sense, rather than perhaps having a distorted view.